Hello there. Welcome back to the lands of Aecathan. No professionals, no fancy tech, just a group of women playing an all-original game of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Jeff, your game master, and here's what happened last time. After resting overnight, the group headed back out into the third cavern in the Thuilnu enclave, the cavern where they earlier rescued Safrina. There, after releasing another draconic spirit to hunt the remaining Thuilnu, they discovered that none remained alive. The threat was finally ended. The four and their allies then began to consider if it would be necessary to stabilize the cavern to ensure the continued survival of the town above, as well as how to seal the tunnel that they initially carved to flood the caverns. After dealing with some aquatic life that found its way into the caverns, read shark, they also searched for how the Thuilnu came to reside below Ballinamard in the first place. They then learned about the attempts made at the Tower of Azinor to restore their companions and the two elven wizards they rescued, as well as news about Safrina's rather reckless choice and her imminent return to town.
Oh, that's great.
The group returned to the Shaman's Tower. Beau closed off the tunnel down to the enclave, and Aribell received a surprising visitor in answer to her prayers. And if I remember correctly, that is where we pick up. You are all in the Shaman's Tower. Beau has sealed up the tunnel down. It is probably early afternoon, if I remember correctly. Adventures 4, what would you like to do?
Well,
how long have we been in Ballinamard, Tasha?
Yeah, how long have we been in Ballinamard?
I
don't know what Tasha does.
Tasha remembers having been there for at least a month.
Oof.
Because as far back as she can remember clearly, you've been in Ballinamard.
And so where is Safrina going to?
She left the tower, traveling overland, headed for Ballinamard.
Oh, well, I guess we should wait for her.
So she thinks some time has passed.
Correct.
Which might not be so hard to manage because we won't be here much longer. What?
You are
We've
muted.
not aged.
Well,
I just look good all the time.
Right,
so-
and we're all elf or half elf, so we're not going to have looked like we aged at all, except for Tasha and
Athgarr.
Athgarr. But they're young enough that you wouldn't expect to see like wrinkles.
True. Okay.
And maybe her mind will protect what she wants to believe.
Well, okay, so here's my question. Do we wait for her or should we just leave?
Well,
all
of the citizens of Ballinamard are still enthralled.
Oh, so we need to deal with that.
Did we ask Finn how to approach? Ask Obras ideas on changing town back timeline? These are questions I have. Did we get to those?
Nope.
No.
Got it.
Time to send one of those special long message spells to Mr. Obras.
You also have not updated the council.
Yeah.
Since your last foray into the caverns.
Thought we did.
Not since the last time you went down.
Okay.
Like they don't know all the Thuilnu are dead.
Okay.
So maybe we talk to the council.
Mm-hmm.
Or before we talk to the council, maybe we convene our council again. And talk about what our options are. So when we go to the council, we can tell them how long it will take to free everyone and I think we have more questions than answers right now, right?
Correct.
So maybe Obras first and then council? Because we need to figure
Well,
out...
I had talked to Obras. Or
You had.
someone. Because he's the one that told me about 5 years of going by. Sense of...
Yeah, about Safrina
Modify memory spell.
choosing the modify memory spell, yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how large is the town? Approximately. Safrina will deal with her when she gets here. So the questions I have are for the council, I guess.
The questions are for the council, but...
I think so. Like, ask Fen, how do we approach this? Like, and what about the orcs? Maybe dead if the brains are clear. I mean, like, orcs attack. Dark Coast. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm confused.
We need some kind of mass spell.
Yes.
I don't think the council's going to be able to do that for us.
No, we. Okay. I don't think there is a spell massive enough to take care of the town.
Well, I wonder though, you think of, right, like cure wounds and then heal and then mass heal, right?
Right.
So maybe there is something more potent, but because we don't know it, and I'm not. Maybe Safrina, because she is a cleric. Right, yeah, she's a cleric, not paladin, so.
Right, but if Safrina comes back and she thinks 5 years has passed and all these people are still enthralled, she's gonna wonder what's been going on for the last 5 years.
It is nothing but a catastrophe that she has chosen this, but...
Yeah.
It's
Agreed.
definitely a challenge. I'm gonna go there.
Well, I can only heal one person or 3 people a day. It takes a long time.
Right?
Don't you have some kind of connection? Didn't you just talk to an angel or something?
I can't remember what she said.
Can't you phone home and...
She basically said that the knowledge that you seek is no longer part of this world. It disappeared when Thath Toxun fell. But that there are possibly arcane solutions.
Like a wish spell.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wish spell.
That's right. But
people that know something. The lady has provided you. She's also pleased with you.
Yeah.
So you could do a wish spell.
I can't. It's a 9th level spell.
It's a 9th level wizard spell.
We gotta find somebody fancy.
No one in the group can cast it.
Yeah, it's a sorcerer and wizard spell.
I'm gonna go back to this is a please make a phone call to Obras.
I wonder if we should just go there. So we can.
I'm okay with that.
Can we just teleport to the tower and then come back?
We totes could.
Where are we currently?
Shaman's.
We're in the Shaman's Tower.
Someone's knocking at the door to the Shaman's Tower.
I go check.
You're knocking on the door.
We're all like...
I know, I was like...
Are you going to get that?
So it would be me, technically. And I'm like... Who the heck is knocking? Because you can't come in.
Come on, it's like old school Foley sound effects, you know?
Thank you. So I open the door.
Because it's you...
Uh-huh.
Or did I just lose it? Hold on. I clicked on the wrong thing, and there we go. You see a dark-skinned woman dressed in holy robes. You recognize this person.
As?
This is Chalia Ravakas, the High Priestess of Tiraura in Ballinamard.
Was she
One
part
that
of our...
Gwen really freaked out when she tried to touch her.
Yep.
Okay.
So she's not part of our jam.
Nope.
Hi. What can I do for you?
The council told me that I should come here. Although they did not say why.
Well,
To
that's interesting.
seek Lady Aribell.
Oh, well, please come in.
I stand up.
May we speak privately?
Of course.
She gestures for you to lead on. Clearly, she has not spent a lot of time in here, if ever been in here before.
Could
Be somewhere
out?
upstairs or
Yeah, I think we should probably step out. So
Step out.
Oh, okay.
come on, Zori.
And
Come on, Athgarr.
We all step out.
And Beau kind of looks around and just kind of bows and heads out the door.
something. How are you feeling?
I am saddened. I wish that I had better news. You know, of course, of the leading paladin of our order, Sir Dondratir Blazingcloak. You've heard of him.
Okay. I only know the sir. What's her name?
He basically is he's not the head of the paladin order, but he is unofficially known as the Hand of Tiraura. Like, he
Okay.
is the person that she sends out to do her bidding.
What's happened?
I have a question.
Well, you're not there, so.
I have a question to the DM.
Oh, well, then that you can ask.
She was not in our list of people, so she's not had her memory re-altered, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So everything that is coming from her now to Aribell will be
Sus.
skewed. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
He has gone to the lady.
What happened?
He was assassinated.
By who?
Emissaries from the Temple of Jogravana.
I need... I need you to trust me.
Make a persuasion check.
Meanwhile, on the outside, I'm
And I'm
asking
sad.
everybody, how did she know where to find us?
Because she went to see the council, and the council said you should go see her there.
Got it.
That's how.
Guidance, Jeff.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. 16 plus 2, 18 plus 15 is 33.
Oh, dear God.
It's my highest skill.
She looks you right in the eye and says, "Of course. Anything you need."
I put my hand out.
And she reaches out and takes it.
I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
Aribell says that to
Oh,
her.
okay.
She's off guard.
What spell?
Things are not what they seem, and I need you to just trust me. And I cast Reverse Anomaly.
Okay.
And I just keep a hold of her hand.
She doesn't... Strangely, she doesn't move. She doesn't... Seemingly doesn't react. Her face doesn't change. But then the tears start running.
Wow.
And she just looks at you like, I don't understand.
The creatures that overtook Daktaksun captured Ballinamard months ago. You've all been under the sway, but we'll need your help to free the people.
Blessed Lady.
We've dispatched them. That's what we've been doing here. But now we have to free the town. And if we have to go deal with the Jagravanans, you're going to have to heal this town. I'll help anyway.
She looks around and sees a low table and just sort of walks over and sits down on it.
The spell I just used, the lady can grant you, as she did me. The council is free of the effects. And now you. And maybe a few others, but that's it.
But there are orcs guarding our town.
Yeah.
How?
They're under the sway too. We haven't figured out what to do about them. A lot. It's a lot.
Don't know what to do now.
You're going to pray. We're going to pray. And Tiraura will grant you what you need to help us. We're not leaving yet, but the council will need you. Because I have a feeling we're going to have to go back to the sanctum and find out what to do about the Jagravanans. And we'll need somebody we can trust here.
Are any of the other clergy the priest of Ballinamard?
Or of Balmus.
Balmus, sorry. Yeah.
The cleric that came with us, she's a priest of Balmus. She's on her way back. That's a little complicated. She thinks time has passed. Long story. I'll explain before she gets here, but she'll be here.
The one temple question, DM. The one, so I don't have to look it up. The one temple of who were the people who died that were with Safrina and Beau? No, Vines.
That was the high priest of Balmus.
Oh, of Balmus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was right. Okay.
Maybe we could try to bring him back because I've got that resurrection thing.
Well,
but...
the thing is, yeah, the you'd have to use that because you never did find his body.
Right. The high priest of Balmus was killed. We could attempt to resurrect him.
Val?
The creatures. The council chamber is safe, so we should get you there.
What about Vesh?
Who's Vesh again?
The shaman?
The high druid.
Oh.
He's gone too, right, Jeff? He's missing, right?
No. No, you don't know. You've never seen him.
Oh.
You never went there.
Oh, we've never met him. Who told you about, what was the Paladin's name again?
Oh, Sir Blazing Cloak?
Who told you about Sir Blazing Cloak?
It was communicated from the Sanctum.
And that still seems to be a legitimate message.
As far as I know, yes.
Well, we were just talking about traveling to the tower, so I'm sure, have my friends send me to the Sanctum first.
Hi.
I told her and give her a hug. It's going to be okay. I don't know how, but...
But you say these creatures they're dead now.
They had created a compound under the city. We flooded the tunnels and drowned them.
Well, clearly the lady was with you. I just wish she'd been with me.
I'm sure that's why we found our way here.
I'm going to need to meditate. Oh dear.
Do you think you can do that in the council chambers where it's safe?
I will return to the temple. I will seal myself in. Oh, I just hope I don't have to pass by any of the orcs.
Just keep your head down and don't act out of...
Are you aware of why they were here in the first place?
I imagine Ballinamard was their first step on the rest of the way, or the way to the rest of the continent.
After the army repelled the dragons and freed us, they left 2 squads here, and then departed the city. And that was when the orcs returned and slaughtered the squad and took control of the city. We had been living as slaves for weeks, and no one was able to get word out. Anyone who was capable that could be found was imprisoned. Some of them were mutilated. So to see them walking openly...
I have an idea. Open the door. Zori, can you come in?
I come in.
Can you teleport her to the temple?
Sure, which temple?
Sure.
On the island?
Here.
You want me to just...
Unless you want to go to the Sanctum with us. You should stay.
I must stay. It is very tempting to run home. And you see she's kind of trying to dig up some courage. But the lady would not want me to abandon my community.
She can't see the orcs right now, sorry. But will that keep you from taking us later?
Well, no, I've got options.
Oh, because we can circle to the other.
We absolutely can. We can circle. We have a couple.
And Athgarr
Teleports.
has teleport too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So
How far is it back from there to here?
10 minutes?
I mean, I guess we can
Between
all
5 and 10 minutes.
I'll just take her over there and walk back.
yeah. But you're not going by yourself. Sorry.
Well, I only pulled Zorian, so
Well,
nobody.
Tasha, you're not in there. You're still outside with everybody else. It's only Aribell, Zorith, and the Priestess of
I mean,
Tiraura.
or we can all go there, and then we could circle to the tower from there.
Okay.
What do you think? Sorry.
That sounds fine. I am not the great tactician here.
Yeah, I just don't want Tasha to yell at us. I opened the
Why?
door.
Oh.
For being unsafe.
Mm.
Everybody come back in.
Okay.
Zori's going to teleport us to the temple. So
Which temple?
of Tiraura. Here
Okay.
in Ballinamard, but we need to get her there safely so that she can lock herself in and know that she's been unswayed.
Okay. That is good news.
I cast teleport.
If you would, roll percentile.
Ooh, a 72.
There is the familiar sense of implosion and then explosion, and you are standing in the entryway to the Ballinamard Temple of Tiraura.
I squeeze her hand one more time.
Is there anyone else here with her?
Not at
Does
the
she have an
moment.
apprentice or anything?
She does. I will lock the doors.
We'll be back soon. Thank you for bringing me the news.
Of course. As I was charged to do by the temple.
So, the tower? Is that the plan? I need.
Are you updating us on the news?
I haven't told you yet, but
Yeah, Chalia at this point has turned and walked into the main chamber of the temple and pulled the doors closed behind her. And you hear a heavy bar being set on the inside of the door.
I need to go to the sanctum.
Well,
Are-
should we all go and talk to Obras and try to maybe figure out if there's a big town spell?
Yes, but can you open a circle for me to the sanctum before you go to the tower?
Is there a reason we can't all go?
I mean, you can. I just need to. The Hand of Tiraura has been assassinated by Jagravanans. I need to go.
That's big.
Where?
Oh.
I don't know. That's why she came to find me.
We should all go.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know that they're going to talk to everyone. But
Don't care.
We should be available in case you need us.
And it involves Jagravanans,
That's our business.
especially Gwen's and mine.
I'd say we all have a stake with those jerks. Mofos.
Mofos.
Well, I haven't got anything on my schedule. So, if you want to whisk me away to a beautiful island, I'm not going to say no.
Maybe we should send a message to the council letting them know we're going to go consult on options and we'll be back.
I will send a message.
And also that Chalia is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the head of the council?
Fen.
Fen. Tasha. Chalia has been de-enthralled. Our group is going to the tower to come up with a plan.
6 words.
We will be back shortly. Thank you.
Glad to hear Chalia is one of us now. She will be helpful. Godspeed your journey, and come back as soon as you can.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So, first things first, the sanctum? I mean,
Yes.
okay. So, I take my time, make a circle, take us to the sanctum.
Okay. You step into the glowing circle once Zorth has completed it, and once again there is that feeling of almost being catapulted, and you find yourself standing in the basement of the main temple in the Faelifiri Sanctum.
Heck in a handbasket. I was gonna ask something, and I forgot it. Nope, it's gone. So if we go here, we can't leave you here. I mean, we're not going to split the party.
Well, we're in a safe spot. I mean, I'm not that worried about that.
All right.
But we're just gonna we're either going to be in the same room with her, or we'll wait outside of that room. No big deal.
I think probably wait till I find out what's going on. Church.
I can camp out anywhere.
What'd you say, Gwen?
I said I can camp out anywhere, and I find myself a comfy looking wall to lean on.
Well, we also have the Traveler's Respite as well.
You could check in with Master Wranro too.
She is at the tower.
Oh, that's right. She's still there. Yeah, I need to go see Sir Erelo.
Half of everybody's at the tower.
A lot of people are, yes.
Pretty much.
It's a popular spot.
Well, you are standing by yourselves in the teleportation chamber beneath the main temple on campus.
Take a deep breath and start climbing the stairs.
I follow.
Same.
Head to the Heart Temple.
Do we stand outside and wait for you? Okay.
You're going to the Art Temple?
Heart Temple?
Oh, Heart Temple. Sorry. Yeah, for a minute I thought you were going to the Artist Temple, and I was like, why would you go there?
Yeah, you know.
Make
Say
a painting.
Say hi to Dressfiend on the way, you know.
Right. All right. So are the rest of you going with her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So everybody's heading to the Heart Temple.
Mm-hmm.
We'll accompany her until she tells us to stay somewhere.
Okay. You get there and you immediately see, as people are entering and leaving as you're walking up, that everyone going in and coming out is wearing black. Very unusual.
Once I can locate Sir Erelo and speak with her, then I will find you. And could go in. This feels very weird.
Right. Is it awake? Is it funeral? You don't know.
You go in, as you pass around the corner towards Sir Erelo's chambers, you can see inside the main temple there is a body that is laid out on a bier, and everything is swathed in black. Pretty much every candle in the main sanctuary is lit.
I'll glance through there to see if she's in there before I head to her chambers.
Roll perception.
Oh. 32.
She does not appear to be in there. Father Dilbus, however, is.
Then I will go to him.
He is currently standing in front of the body and is in prayer.
I don't want to interrupt that. I'll just put my hand on his shoulder.
He finishes, turns around, sees you, and rather uncharacteristically just puts his arms around your waist and hugs you.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I didn't know if you'd be able to return.
Worse.
This is a terrible day.
Is Sir Erelo's here?
She is in her chambers. She is not handling this well. He was her mentor, as she is yours. She is struggling to remember that the lady teaches healing and compassion and not vengeance. Perhaps you can help her remember.
I'll see you before I leave.
He takes his arms from around your waist and just kind of pats you on the hand and wipes a couple tears, turns around and begins praying again.
I go to her chambers. I knock.
Just before you knock, you hear the sound of metal clattering, like something's been thrown. You knock, you just hear, "What?"
I walk in and close the door behind me.
It looks a little bit like a tornado made of things picked up from an armory landed in this room. There are weapons strewn all over the room. There are various pieces of armor strewn all over the room. And you see her at the back of the room with a large chest, and she is picking things up, looking at them, and then pitching them over her shoulder.
Came as soon as I heard.
Her head just turns a little bit, and she says, "Good. I need a second. This will not stand."
Are you acting for you or Tiraura?
I'm acting to restore balance.
You go in there like this, you will die.
Not before I take at least 2 of them with me. Do you know what they did to him?
I can imagine.
They sent a team of 8 assassins to take down 1 man. Even an avatar of the lady would have not had a chance.
And what will happen to this order without you? And him? You cannot go, you know that.
I suppose we'll see how well I've trained you. If I fall, you take my place.
Your place is here, mine is there. It's what you trained me to do. It's what our team does.
This will be handled by the temple, not a motley assortment of people you've associated yourself with. This is a holy vengeance. hear this sort of exclamation, and she reaches into the trunk and pulls out a sheathed longsword. She holds it up and pulls it out of the sheath, and the blade is shimmering with a black and green mottled energy. I knew I was right not to destroy this one. It will turn their powers back against them. She resheaths the blade and ties it to her belt.
And how are you going to get there? Where do you even think you're going to go to find them?
The first place I'm going is where it happened, and I will find them from there. The fact that they were so bold, so close, is another insult that must be addressed.
Where did it happen?
Oh, across the lake in Costids.
The hammer?
I do not know. We are without our hand. Without our hand, we are weakened. Therefore, we must not appear weak. We must appear as strong as we are. And we must act in the only language those vile curs understand.
And if you and I go, we will be weakened more. We won't survive.
You don't know that.
I've fought enough of them to know that we will not survive. Not if they took him down. You're hurt and you're angry and you're not thinking clearly.
He was my guide, my mentor.
And if they did this to you, is this what you would want me to do? To go in and get myself killed?
Roll persuasion.
Not as good. 24.
Now she fully turns around and is staring right at you.
If he was gone, and we were gone, and I am gone, what will happen?
Warring emotions crossing her face. But the one that wins is a wry, almost regretful chuckle. There came a day when Dondo told me that I no longer needed his guidance, that he was through teaching me. And that was the day that I had the impertinence to try to talk him out of something. But I was right, and he knew it. But I saw a look on his face that I'd never seen before. A look I imagine you've just seen on mine.
She does not laugh.
Because you are right. And it tastes of ash.
I know.
She reaches down, unfastens the longsword, and just holding it for a second, looking at it, just throws it back into the chest. So what do we do?
I get the others and you tell us everything you know about what happened. We'll consult with those that we know who have informants and costeds and see what we can find out. And be glad that we defeated the Thuilnu and are almost wrapped up in Ballinamard.
You have defeated them. This news has not reached the Sanctum.
We were on our way to the temple when I heard, and we stopped here. I mean, to the tower. To figure out how to unenthrall the town is all that's remaining. And deal with the orcs.
No small task. And now
But
this.
Easier without the Thuilnu.
You are not wrong.
We knew the Joggervanans would not be quiet long, and our attention would be headed back to them.
Very well.
I'm sorry. If I thought for a minute that it would work, we'd already be gone.
Thank you. I think I'm going to pray a while and see what guidance the lady has for me.
I'm going to the tower to find out what we're going to do about Ballinamard, and then I'll be back. And we'll see what guidance the lady gives you. And me.
I will be happy to meet with you in the morning. But I don't think I'm of fit mind to discuss this with anyone else yet.
I understand.
Thank you, Aribell.
See you tomorrow. Leave.
Okay.
Back outside.
All right. Aribell comes walking back out of the temple. She's been in there for maybe 20, 25 minutes.
Find who you were looking for?
Yes. We should go to the tower. I'll tell you everything.
All right, anybody have anything they want to do here?
No.
Get some pastries before we leave?
I don't feel like pastries.
No, I'm just trying to make it lighter.
I know, but
We're on our way.
yeah.
And I do a circle. Take my time, make a circle.
It's
Okay.
like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
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 So I'd fill everybody in while Zori's drawing.
That is
And
horrible.
We head to the tower.
All right. You appear in the teleportation chamber in the basement of the central tower of Azinor.
Make our way upstairs, I guess.
From all the times that we have opened the little portal-y thing, did it look like he was in his office?
When you use the greater sending,
No, when we have met with the dragon. And she opens the little portal?
Her gate.
oh no, it did not look like his office.
Got it. Okay, I send a message. Hey, just hit the tower. Coming through to talk to you. Got a whole lot of stuff to discuss. Where are you at?
Oh, you're here. Good. We're all the way upstairs, second to top. We have commandeered one of the classrooms.
Excellent.
I
right there.
will alert the guards on the door that you and your companions are to be allowed in.
Got it.
Little motley.
Who are you calling Motley? You're not Motley.
We're just the crew.
Aribell probably didn't use the motley word. She probably left that word out.
We're just the crew, so we head up.
Okay.
That's
Take everybody
this far
upstairs.
from calling us mutts. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's why Aribell would have tactfully left that part out.
The things said in the heat of anger. Arriving on the third floor, it is not difficult to figure out which room they're in. There are armed apprentices
Ooh,
standing outside both of the doors leading into one of the classrooms.
interesting.
Do the diddly knock and then tell them we're here. We're the four. Let us in.
You are Zorith?
I am Zorith.
You can go in. Master Obras said you and your friends could go in.
Excellent. And
Thanks, dearie.
we open the door and go in.
Okay. It is a very strange scene that you walk into. All of the chairs are gone out of this room. The room itself has been divided into what appears to be 3 general sections. There is a curtained off area on the far end that covers about 2/3 of the width of the classroom. The other third, there is a bed and someone in it. The rest of the room appears to be set up for research, the center area has a massive circular stone table engraved with a pentagram. There are small standing tables nearby upon which sit a variety of vials and bottles and scrolls. The end of the room where you have come in contains 2 what appear to be podiums and a makeshift set of bookshelves covering that entire end. And it appears that this is a hastily constructed research library. Obras and Idruz and Master Wranro and Mother Tassa are all standing around that central table. They all look up when the door opens.
Before we get too far, how long has it been since Sabrina shuffled off to the buffalo? I'm so angry at
You're
this
not
decision.
sure. That was never specified. You were told that she was on her way overland.
I ask them. That's the first question I ask when I get in the thing.
Master Wranro says, she left dawn 2 days hence.
Okay, how long?
How
is
many
it?
days does it take to get to Ballinamard?
Her intent was to walk
Right?
So a while, right?
a week and a half, depending.
Okay.
So the other thing I do is I send a message to the council. Or I have Tasha send a message to one of the council members, because I'm not going to try to do my oversending too much.
Yeah.
But
Sven, Tasha,
yeah, to
Seraphina.
Sabrina
should
is on
be-
her way.
Yeah, Sabrina is on her way back to Ballinamard. She should be there in about 5 days.
3 to 4 to 5 days. Contact us immediately.
Yes, contact us as soon as she arrives.
We should be back there before 5 days, though.
If we are not back by then. Tasha out.
Understood. This is the young woman who will be taking over the Temple of Balmas, I believe. We will be on the lookout for her.
Okay. All right, so there's that.
And then Master Wranro, may I have a word?
Of course.
Walk kind of over. Have you had news from the Sanctum?
No. Why? Was there something I should know?
Sir Blazing Cloak has been assassinated by the Jaggerons.
Your hand has been slain? Merciful lady. I am so very sorry. If there is anything that we of the Singing Lady can do, please don't hesitate to ask. An attack on one is an attack on all.
It was in Costitz. They're close.
I assume that appropriate steps will be taken to find and eliminate those responsible.
Yes.
As I said, if we of Dressfiend can help, if we can accompany those who will be hunting them, we are more than willing to lend an arm or a voice or something with a point.
I look over at Tasha and Athgarr. I'm guessing that's already covered.
I see. Well, if you need anything else. Again, I am so very sorry. Donda was a good man. I had several very interesting and captivating conversations with him over the years. He will be missed.
Back to Ballinamard for now.
We have to have a discussion with Obras and stuff, right?
I meant to the conversation of Ballinamard, sorry.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
was
that's
very
what you
confused.
meant. Yeah, I understood what you said. What you meant.
Also, Costed's Way is alarming. I was going to bring this up earlier, but then I kind of forgot. Because the Joggerbonin were that way for a little bit, right? Because we fought them on the Sprite up that way.
Mm-hmm. Many, many, many months ago.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be interested to find out what BS has learned about, is it the golden hammer or whatever the
Platinum
heck?
hammer.
Platinum hammer, yeah.
Got it.
The platinum hammer says penis, right? Sorry.
No.
That is a reference to a Sigmund blog. In case you haven't watched it and you don't think we're just building shit up here.
Right.
About penis.
And if you haven't seen Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, given the writer strike and the actor strike, now would be a really good time to go look it up, because there isn't going to be anything new to watch for a year and a half or 2 years.
Right.
You know. Anyway.
Okay. Now that we're here, we have many questions.
So many questions.
Well, of course. And we will provide you with all the answers that we happen to actually have.
We've learned.
We were gonna check the orcs before we left.
What do you mean, check them?
So one of the best ways to see if people had gone back to the way they were with their memories, obviously we know that Chalia had not had her memory restored, but if it was a different time period, checking the orcs would potentially give us some more information, like if they were first or they were last. I mean, like if they're still not, or if nothing, right? But if they had their memories returned to them and they were acting differently, that would be one way to tell. That's
Chalia went through the city to get to us, though, and she said there were orcs out there, but they didn't attack her, so I would presume they're still enthralled.
Yes.
okay.
So, Thuilnu drowned.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Their horrors drown.
Oh.
You can drown the horrors, and it appears that the salt water and situation that we did starved the Thuilnu. Right? Starved them.
They
horrors
couldn't really
saw.
swim.
They could not swim. Yes.
And they just died.
Yeah, we flooded the chamber, And it took a little while, but eventually they all died.
The horrors dissolved.
So what you're telling us is that you have removed the Thuilnu threat from beneath Ballinamard.
Yep, we killed them all.
As far as we know.
Yes.
Mother Tassa looks at the other three, and you can see all of them just kind of...
But the city remains
Enthralled.
and we need a bigger way to free everyone.
We need a plan because it's huge. 5,000-ish are left. Also, there's orcs. We don't know how to deal with the orcs if we change everybody back.
Well,
I mean,
we know what to do with orcs. But...
I'm sorry, I'm not following. How are there orcs?
okay,
Well-
we filled them in
Okay.
Yeah.
because,
Because they're still policing the city.
That is an interesting problem.
yeah. I mean, like,
I-
currently they're not aggressive, so I mean, you can't just kill
No,
them.
they're apparently protecting the town and the townspeople. How very strange.
And then you can't. Oh, sorry.
Oh, so go ahead.
But then once we unenthrall them, or dethrall them, they'll all go back to their natural way of seeing the world, which is eek orc.
Well,
Yes, when we
yes.
unenthrall the town, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
When
We
we,
need to unenthrall the orcs.
right.
And if
but-
we unenthrall the orcs, they'll all go back to stabby. So
Chalia said that the orcs slaughtered the 2 squadrons of troops left after the dragon attack. So the townspeople are not going to be glad to see orcs still in their city.
oh no.
Um,
Chalia was, I would say, traumatized by the whole concept that there were orcs there.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I
But
think it might be particularly fitting, nay,
Yes.
even entertaining, to de-enthrall all but the orcs and let nature take its course.
so
I mean,
to do that,
it's an option.
it
I-
is an option, but I'm like, I think that's a bit much.
Well, we're gonna have to dispatch the orcs somehow.
I might be able to get you some volunteers to eat them.
Hold on, Aribell,
Is
what
that-
were you gonna say?
I was going to say, obviously, for us to unenthrall thousands of people will take too long.
Yes.
Prayed to see if there might be higher magic that would allow us to cast the spell on a higher, more massive level, and was told that magic is lost. But it was suggested that an arcane approach may work. We were thinking perhaps a wish spell.
But of course, we don't have one of those just handy.
Somebody else might question, might there be in the books that you have been looking at, not recently though, because you've been doing other things, had there been any large mass hysteria spells? Removal spells?
They all look at Idruz.
No,
No,
I don't
okay.
think we've seen anything of that sort.
Okay. That would be because they said that everything would else be lost to
I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but I don't think a wish spell is going to be able to accomplish what you seek.
Mhm.
It can affect a number of people, but not 5,000, not even close.
How many?
correct.
200?
Not
Think
that
of
many.
anything else. As I said, Tiraura was clear that an arcane approach was what we needed.
Well, it would certainly be less time than de-enthralling every single person individually. On the other hand, such a spell is incredibly debilitating for the caster. It would be cast that spell, and that caster would be effectively sidelined for 48 hours.
Ooh!
After casting that spell, if you attempt any other spell casting, it uses your life energy when you cast. And the more powerful the spell, the more life energy it sucks out of you. This is a very temperamental spell, and must be wielded with great caution and the highest intelligence.
Well, that's obviously why we're here. For yours and Master Obras' guidance. Idruz likes to be flattered. Sincerely, though, not vaguely.
Well, I'm not sure exactly how much guidance we're going to be able to offer you at this point. And then you hear a voice say, I don't know about guidance, but I think I feel well enough to go with you.
Vines!
And you turn and see that the bed is now empty, and there's a rather pale but vertical vines standing there.
Can I hug you?
I know, I'm afraid we'll break you.
He just holds his hand up.
We go in.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. And
I'm very, very happy to see you too. If for no other reason than I can say thank you for my life.
We should never have let you go by yourself.
I
Yeah.
was not alone. I was with Safrina, and we were headed to a temple. I thought we would be safe as well. And Lady Aribell, I overheard, and I am so sorry. I'm willing to use what strength I have to help you write this, if you wish.
Well, we'll get you a little stronger before we go off hunting Jamie Diamonds, okay?
I won't say no. I'm feeling much better than I was just a few days ago. It's true. He has improved remarkably over the last 72 hours. Although I'm not certain that he should be out of bed. I'm fine. I'll go back once we're done, I promise.
Is there any
You're
more
looking much
healing?
improved.
Healing that can be done, or is it just time now?
It's just time. Most of it is grappling with the memories. I considered the path that Safrina took, but I felt more comfortable with a more natural progression.
Having anyone poke around in your head is probably
I'm-
nuts.
just gonna say that your choice was probably the smarter one.
Well,
But
to each their own.
yeah.
That is a driven and not altogether entirely pleasant woman.
I've known her most of my life. You're not ignorant.
However, I'm concerned that if she gets back to Ballinamard and 5 years has not passed, that it might break her brain or damage her psyche.
Since the whole city is still enthralled.
Well, it will be interesting to see how her mind copes with the incongruity of the situation.
Can't that force an undoing of the memory modification spell?
The two masters and Mother Tassa look at Master Wranro. I do not know.
If she
There
is
are as many different ways to respond to that type of reality interference as there are personalities. How Safrina will react will be entirely based on who she is.
she's a unpleasant woman. Isn't that what he just called her?
I trust that you will keep that in confidence. I would not want that getting back to her.
No.
I'll only tell her that instead my opinion instead of yours.
Mother Tassa,
Yes, dear.
is there any spell that you can think of beyond a wish that...
All right, this requires Mother Tassa to make a history check.
Guidance.
Oh, all right.
Give her that die for.
Go for it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Roll it.
So oh, no, you get it.
Oh,
So
I
roll
get it? Okay. I don't have one of those out. There we go. 4. Okay.
A magic spell? No. But there was. In the time before the shattering, there were I want to say aberrations, but that's too negative of a word. There were beings who were outside of everything, outside of the gods, outside of arcane magics. Beings that were anomalies. They were known as Quintarum. And no two were alike. Each was blessed, cursed. It depended, but with a particular ability. There was one, the Quintaran of Healing, who possessed the ability to distribute a single spell amongst an entire community. He would have been able to accomplish what you seek.
But where would we find such a
Oh,
being?
he's long dead.
Oh boy.
And since the shattering, I have seen no evidence that the Quintaran have re-emerged.
Well, that's not helpful.
I wish I could tell you more.
Gotta go back to the lore book.
It's big.
It is. It is. Are there still people at the underground temple in the forest?
No, yes, there are still 2 masters and several students there who are continuing to catalog all of the items.
Wasn't there something there that
Yeah. Something I can't remember. I'm
there
trying
was
to.
something there that healed when
Are you referring to the fruit?
I don't remember. I thought like there was something we walked into an area or
No, probably was the fruit.
Oh, the power room. That's what you're referring to.
The power room?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
the chamber where, and we still have not determined exactly what the origin of the power is, but there is negative energy coming from one side of the room and positive energy coming from the other side of the room, and they slam into each other and turn into pure chaos, which then shoots out of the temple and we believe is responsible for the behavior of the Everwood.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. But it would be hard to get the whole town to the Everwood.
Yes, and I am also not sure that the healing of stepping into the positive energy flow would actually accomplish anything.
Right.
It is more bodily healing.
Yes, than psychological or...
what?
Yes.
What? It's unfortunate that the sanctum is distraught at the moment.
Why is the sanctum distraught?
The Hand of Tiraura has been assassinated.
I must confess I do not know what that is.
His name is Blazing Wood, is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Sir
A blazing cloak.
Blazing Cloak. He's a paladin of the highest rank and served as the Hand of Tiraura.
And what is the function of a hand within the temple hierarchy?
To go on whatever missions the lady sends him on.
Wait, are you saying that this individual was taking instruction directly from your deity?
Yes.
Well, these new gods are a bit more hands-on, aren't they? What do you mean, new? What do you mean, hands-on? The gods that existed before the shattering were much more remote. They very seldom directly intervened in the lives of the races of the surface.
One taught me how to swim.
Say we have Sekuthos is also an example of Maybe meddling more than he should.
His mother is always pulling him back.
And his mother is Tiraura?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Well, this is a new emotion. I'm actually pitying the goddess of healing.
But he's so much fun.
But he's a lot.
He's
I'm-
extra.
I'm absolutely certain. Having run across that individual the few times you stopped by with him in your party, it still bothers me to think that that was a god.
You're not alone.
Well, at least he is good-spirited in it. Before the shattering,
it's
there
cool.
was a god of mischief, but that individual was also the goddess of misfortune.
I think there's only one old god left, right?
There are none. Well, no, there is one, yes. I choose not to think of it.
Okay.
Sorry. How many so the spell can be cast, it's a 4th rank spell. It can be cast by bard, cleric, druids, and paladins. If we were to use arcane magic of teleport, how many of them could we get there? How many people can cast the spell if they were taught? And if we flood the city with bards and clerics and druids and paladins, and we all cast it as many times as we can.
What if we brought groups of people to the sanctum instead of bringing the sanctum to Ballinamard?
I think there's more people in Ballinamard than we would be taking to Ballinamard.
Yes, there would also be the issue of convincing them to go. We don't know exactly what the Thuilnu's instructions are that they left them.
But I mean, even if we found 100 people, and Athgarr, you can cast it more times than I can, but
I can cast it too.
right. So
And Seraphina can cast it, but that's messy.
but I mean, if we could even have people who could cast it 4 or 5 times, and we had 100, that's 10 days worth of healing versus years. We just have to get them there.
I can cast it a total of 10 times.
Right.
I don't know how many times I can cast it.
I can only do it twice at my current capabilities.
Is there a way to combine spells? Like take elements from one and elements from another and like put them together?
Again, everybody kind of looks at Idruz.
Well, historically, the only way that such a thing has been accomplished was in the creation of an entirely new spell that would have facets of other spells fused together. This is possible, but is a lengthy process, and more often than not fails.
Great.
New spell creation is He looks at Obras. Fraught with peril. Well, I wasn't looking for something quite that dramatic, but yes, it is problematic. Why? What were you considering?
I mean, this isn't my area, but it just seems like, I mean, Aribell has been in touch with some pretty important people in her, well, with her lady. And between that and the fact that there are these kind of like mass spells, but not this particular one, it just seems like maybe she could get some divine help or something.
Well, that is something I know very little about. The goddess of magic is one of the ones apparently more like our previous pantheon in that she seldom, if ever, gets directly involved. Her priests intone to us that she has given us magic so that we may figure things out for ourselves. But what you speak of would be something that would have to be negotiated between a representative of a deity and the deity themselves. It's not something that I believe could be created by a mortal. At least, not as much as I've read. I think you have the right of it, Idruz.
I'm thinking of things like the aura spell, right? Where I can cast an aura that I can then use to heal people for a period of time. There's got to be some way to harness the magic into something. But it would, I mean, I guess a magical item or something, but that would take time as well. Idruz?
What about the little beat sticks that what's her name came up with? Park.
The what sticks?
Oh, those.
Like,
yes, the
Spell storing sticks and spell storing rings and
yes.
Right.
but
Those are particularly nasty.
We know.
As near as we've been able to discover, one of the material components of creating one of those calendral sticks, whatever they were called, is a significant amount of blood.
Oh, well, never mind then. Well, then I guess the only plan of action we have is to see if we can get a bunch of...
I have a terrible thing. I just want to ask and don't. So we unenthralled Sabrina and Vines because they died.
Oh, no.
I think that what you are considering would work, but it would be significantly more effort than individually de-enthralling the population.
Not to mention it would be way more traumatizing.
I'm just Revivify and is a much lower level spell than. Okay, sorry.
Who guessed that the Paladin was going to suggest genocide?
That was
That was not. That wasn't on my bingo card.
Nope.
I'm even pulling back and being like, you can't really like kill them.
Oh my god. I think the only course of action that sounds feasible and also ethical.
I mean, I didn't say we should do it. I was putting everything out on the table.
Just exploring possibilities,
There are no bad ideas when you're brainstorming.
Right.
I beg to differ. I think that was a bad idea.
I would disagree. Because he said it would work. Just that we shouldn't do it doesn't mean.
So there's different kinds of bad?
Tell him about the Twinkie.
I got the vapors. Whew. Okay. Seriously, I think the only course of action that is plausible and will not cause a whole lot of bad karma
Yes. I don't think.
is to get a bunch of bards and clerics and take them to Ballinamard and spend about 2 weeks casting as much as we can.
Oh, look. Paladin suggests genocide. It is on my bingo card.
Bingo.
Wow. Just wow.
Is there a 5th edition meta magic that lets you change a spell from one target to more? Like in 3rd?
I don't think so.
That would be... Dear Dungeons and Dragons, things that would be handy that haven't been developed yet.
Right? That's why I was like, maybe this is something that could be developed. But I think that's at a higher pay grade than we possess.
We're
Let's
pretty
see.
high pay grade.
Seeking spell. Transmuted.
Things beyond our pay grade that we've already done.
Extended, heightened, quickened, subtle, twinned. Well, there's twinned.
Twinning?
But you'd have to have, there's ways for non-sorcerers to get meta magic feats, but there's probably not a whole lot of them that have it, so.
You'd have to have at least 4 sorcery points.
Okay. And I want to say that feat probably only gives you 2 anyway. And again, not that many people are going to have it.
Right.
So she said there was an arcane solution, so we're just not finding it.
She said
Can't
there
think.
might be an arcane solution.
Might. Arcane solution.
Rude. All right, well, let's just go back to the sanctum and see if we can get a, 20, right? 20, no. How many do we need?
We would need as many people as possible.
Well, it depends on how many times they can cast the spell. If
I can cast it 8 times a day.
I can cast it 10, Aribell can cast it 2. So between
Father Dilbus can probably cast it quite a few, but I just feel like
between the 3 of us, that's 20. He just
And
kind of
we're-
steps back, and you can see he's trying to do the numbers.
Safrina should be able to cast it. Vines can cast it.
How many times can you cast it, Vines?
It's a 4th rank.
I'm not entirely sure. Mostly because I don't have his character sheet up. But I'll look.
Is he even able to cast at this time?
How are you asking? Who are you asking that as, and who are you asking?
Sorry, I'll say, are you even up to casting spells at this time? I will ask him directly.
I believe so. Especially spells that don't have a significant physical demand. I can cast it 7 times. So, yeah, so that's... Yep, I need a calculator.
That's 27 then. 2.
So with 4 people,
Mm-hmm.
it would take 185 days.
Ugh. Too
That's-
long.
So Frina is probably similar to Vines, so I would guesstimate another 7.
But if you factor that out to the idea of 20 people with the same general number of times they can cast it per day, that brings it down to about 5 weeks.
Ugh, still not enough time.
Well,
Or still too much time.
Chalia will be another, but I'm sure we can get more than that.
This-
So there are you and I. Mm-hmm. So there are 5 of us.
Master Wranro,
Yes.
you would be able to cast it as well, right?
Several
a little
times.
busy.
I would be able to, I believe, cast it as many times as Athgarr.
10,
Yes.
right? But I mean, and how many people do we think that are at the sanctum can cast it?
Many. But the...
We can't leave the sanctum completely vulnerable either. That's why I was considering bringing the people to the sanctum. Because then, if something horrible happened, there would be people there to deal with it, as
But-
opposed to taking everybody away from the sanctum.
But 10 times takes you less than 10 minutes, right?
I would think that you would plan on at least a minute per casting. Based on what we have witnessed here, the realization is fairly traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
But we have-
And you're not going to be able to just cast and move on, not without being cruel.
But if we partner a caster with one of the council or somebody that we've unenthralled to be there as soon as, right? And especially if it's someone from Ballinamard.
That is a good thought.
And then we bring in people, send them back, and then bring them the next day. I mean, it will be a coordinated, massive effort.
I would be willing to approach the elders of my order and see if they would be willing to assist. I do not say this with any surety because they tend not to get involved with things that happened outside the grove. But I would be happy to be the messenger.
It's a good idea.
So if we went
It's
from
worth a shot.
if 20 is 5 weeks. If we can get 100, that's a week,
All right.
right?
That sounds about right to me.
However, there are also logistics to be considered. This would have to be organized and controlled in such a way that those who have recently been de-enthralled do not run to those who are still enthralled and tell them of the horrors.
Ugh.
Use the mansions.
But that, if we use the mansions, then that means that Athgarr and I have one less spell a day.
And also, the mansions are limited.
Yeah, you can only put, 20, 30
If
people
you're
in there?
talking about having 100 people administering the spell, then you're talking about, 1,000 people a day? Or close?
Mm-hmm.
We can fit 50 in a mansion. Beyond that, as I understand it, the magic begins to destabilize.
Bringing 1,000 people through. I mean, maybe if you had a circle, or if Vine's people could open a portal, you could do it, but bringing them here or bringing them out seems hard too.
Yeah.
Like bringing 1,000 people is different than taking 100 people.
So there are some significant logistical issues at hand.
So you'd have to lock the town down and do home by home.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Well, that would keep the population underfoot when we end up killing the orcs.
Yes.
Personally, and this is just me, but personally I think we leave him enthralled and kill him that way.
That works.
Yep. They'll be so delightfully confused, the little fuckers.
Wow.
I can't say I blame him.
I really don't like orcs.
No one in their right mind likes orcs.
Mother Tassa, you said, was it you that suggested a plan for the orcs?
Well, yes, if you like. I am certain that there are some young bronzes and brass who would happily swoop down and devour them.
That would probably be the most humane, which is sad.
I don't know about humane, but at least it
Have you
feeds
ever
them.
seen a young brass dragon chew?
Can't not say that I have.
They're not well mannered. But regardless, at least it would feed some dragons.
That is true.
So
They
to
still
me,
want that.
that's right.
It's like composting.
Right.
Maybe
I wasn't
I
I wasn't sure about this, but now I'm totally behind this plan.
Wow.
Recycling.
Yeah. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Right.
And I'm all for reducing some orcs.
Indeed.
Okay. So I think we're gonna need some really big tents to house the people who are going to be
That
casting the spells.
we should be able to use the mansions for that between you, Athgarr, and what's his name?
Oh, yes.
What's his name?
The alchemist.
The person in Ballinamard we taught to cast it.
Yes.
Okay.
So that should cover housing.
Although,
How many people are we gonna? 100. Yeah. Right?
although, if you recall, his creations were not that
Great.
hospitable.
Might not be the best thing for traumatized people to experience.
No, it's for the casters, but we want them to be happy casters.
Right.
Well, it strikes me that there's actually probably a lot of empty buildings. Because
Yeah.
Ballinamard's down to about half its normal population. So
And
there's
the
got to be places that they could be put up.
And the inn is empty.
And that's
All
true.
right. Okay. Well then, let's
To find some casters.
Yep, let's find some casters and get this plan percolated.
I think that I will wait to speak to the Druid Council until you discover if you actually need them to fulfill your numbers.
Sounds good.
And I've just recalled that there's a reason that I think I will stay here a few more days.
He
Okay.
just kind of glances over his shoulder at the curtained off section of the room.
Who's over there?
Two very traumatized elves.
Ah.
How are they doing?
I like to think that perhaps they're starting to trust me, but that could just be optimism on my part.
They are not yet ready to accept reality. They are
Oof.
still convinced that this is yet another ploy by their captors,
Oh wow.
and that we are all illusions implanted within their minds.
Oof. Oh, that's horrible. Those poor creatures.
Near as I can determine, I believe that they have been under the sway of the Thuilnu since Toxund fell.
Oh, that's a really long time. It's gonna take more than a couple of days.
Well,
I mean,
And
that's since Sori was a little kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a really long time.
And understanding as we do the trauma that those who had only been under the sway of the Thuilnu for mere weeks suffered when they were released, I can only imagine what those poor creatures are dealing with.
They may never recover.
That is the sad truth.
Zori, do you remember people?
Would I remember people?
I don't know.
I don't think the idea was we didn't remember a lot. We remember our parents leaving and they left us with some people.
Yep.
And then
Your family had emigrated from Toxund to the mainland.
and then they were taking the fight. They wanted to join the fight again.
Yes. When
they went-
Thattosun was attacked, word got out, and they volunteered to go back and fight for their homeland.
And then they left us with some people and the tavern people, and that town was sacked by orcs, but they didn't find us. But I don't know which town that was. I don't know anything past that. That's very selective, very little few memory. And other than that, really nothing. So I don't know if that was helpful or not. I don't think so.
I just didn't know if seeing a full elf would help them or if it would make them more.
I don't know.
Could try.
I don't know if that would be the best idea. More strangers are not going to help convince them that they are indeed free.
Right.
Oh, awful. Okay, well, let's go back to the sanctum and see who we can recruit.
We may need your help, Master Wranro.
Did I ask a question?
Of course. If you need me, contact me and I will return. But for now, I'm going to stay here.
Very well.
Okay.
We need to get this done as soon as possible, or accomplish this as soon as possible, so that we can go deal with some Jawravanan.
Well,
We'll be back
Yeah.
at the sanctum in the morning, so we can rest
wanna-
here or there.
you don't want to do it tonight? Is there anything else we need to do before we head to the sanctum? Like, does anybody want to go to Thunder's Edge or sleep on our own beds tonight? Or
We could do that if
Well, there's a thought.
Athgarr is up for that trip.
right.
If we teleport directly to our house, no one will know.
And Beau and Vines. Vines, would you like?
Well, Vines is gonna stay here.
For a while.
I will remain here for now.
Okay. Beau, we have plenty of places to sleep. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think I've ever seen your house.
Have
And
you
I've
ever
only been to Thunder's
Edge?
Edge once.
Okay.
So Athgarr wants to stay hidden, but are the rest of us staying in the house?
I just want to sleep.
Or, I mean, we will have to eat dinner.
Well, of course, we will have to eat dinner.
I think if any of us are seen, the fact that Athgarr has traveled with us recently means that people will start asking questions
Agreed.
about where he is.
Okay.
I can fetch us food.
Oh, disguise self.
Yes.
We could have food delivered.
We could. We know people.
But then
Delivered
someone
to our
else
house.
will know that there
Yeah.
are people in the forehome.
That's true.
We
I
could
can
always,
travel without anybody knowing.
We could always just go to Gwen's house. Let's just go to Gwen's.
Oh,
Might be safer.
okay.
Wait. Now hold on a second. Are you telling me you've got two houses?
Well,
We had
accidentally.
3, but now we're down to 2.
Oh, you had 3, but you're down to 2. Well, you poor people.
That's funny. One was a family home for Aribell.
Yes, I sold that recently.
We did some things for Thunder's Edge, and
For
they
my father.
gifted us a house. And then, when Gwen became a noble, she got a house. She got an estate.
Wait. You're a noble.
Technically.
So I've been traveling with 2 nobles.
Yep.
Fuck.
I mean, and Tasha's aunt is the leader of a city, so I mean, she's kind of noble.
Ah.
It's a
And for
lot.
all we know, Zori's an elven princess.
It's a lot. I
What?
know.
No! Hold the phone!
So,
She just starts laughing.
I said
So-
for all we knew.
you're a noble. You're a noble. Your mother runs a city, and your father's the Lord of
my-
Thunder's Edge.
My great aunt.
Great aunt. Excuse
my-
me. That
But
makes all the
technically,
difference
you've
in the
been
world.
traveling with 3 nobles.
Who are the 3? I'm not a noble.
Aribell's a noble.
Gwen, Aribell, and Athgarr.
Oh yeah. Athgarr is kind of. Athgarr is a big deal.
I am not.
R2.
Son of the king.
You're kind of princey.
You're kind of a prince.
In
So why don't we
Thunder's
go
Edge,
to?
perhaps. Outside of Thunder's Edge,
Still a prince.
I am not.
Still a prince.
So Aermagh
Yeah, Aermagh.
in bed. That's what I hear.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm so
I
tired.
give hugs all the way around
Happily.
the room.
Yep.
And
Athgarr says, "May I?"
by all means.
All right. So Athgarr casts teleport because this has gone so well in the past.
I hope nobody ends up with feathers.
Or in the
No,
ocean.
this is a bard spell.
Oh, good.
It's a bard spell. There's the implosion, and after the successive explosion, you're standing in the courtyard of Gwen's mansion in Aermagh.
Whoop.
And as you take in the fact that since the last time you were there, spring has come,
Oh, geez, it's been a while.
that's where we're going to stop.
Ah, excellent.
So we'll pick back up there next week. Until then, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate your attention. It means the world to us. And we hope that you will come back and let us welcome you once more into the lands of Aecathan next week. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.